So now let's look at determining the best price. So when you determine the best price, both of your unit prices, or you want both your prices to be a unit price, so this much per some unit, and that unit has to be the same. So there's no use saying, oh, this apple is $1.99 per pound, and this one's $3 per kilo. Sorry, which one's cheaper? Well, you can't just tell automatically because they have different units. So you want the per unit to be the same. So let's go through an example here. Let's say we got one water bottle, you get 800 milliliters for $1.99. And the second water bottle, you get 1.2 liters for $2.39. And we want to figure out what water or what bottle gives you the best deal on the water. So we can do this a couple ways. We can choose what we want the unit price to be. So what the unit should be in the unit price. It could be per liter. It could be per single milliliter. It could be per 100 milliliters. It's up to you. Generally, we see per 100 milliliters because if we do like per milliliter, it's going to be like not even a cent, and people don't like decimals. So we try to keep it per 100 milliliters. So we just have like a dollar, or we just have cents. We don't have like a quarter of a cent or like 0.1 of a cent. It wouldn't make sense to really work with those small numbers. So we're going to choose our unit that we want both of the water bottles to be in to be per 100 grams. So to do this, I've given you a couple of steps here. So let's translate our prices into unit prices. So we're going to do this by taking our price and we're going to divide it by our unit. So now we have, for bottle one, we have $1.99 divided by 800 milliliters. That is a unit price. Right there, you got a unit price. The only thing is it's not a very helpful unit price. So we're going to convert that into a unit price where the unit is going to be 100 milliliters instead of 800 milliliters. So you may notice that I did 800 times 1 milliliter. So I broke the 800 and the milliliters kind of apart. I separated them. It's still the same thing, but this will just hopefully make the division more clear. So we're going to divide a dollar or divide 1.99 by 800. And that's going to give us our unit price per milliliter. So the unit price per milliliter is going to be a quarter of a cent, which isn't really helpful. So let's put that into a more useful unit or a more useful value. So we're going to multiply by 1 again. Again, this multiplication by 1 is just 100 over 100. So we're going to times the top and the bottom by 100. So the secret word of the day is going to be flamingo. If we multiply just the top, we're not, or just the bottom, we're not multiplying by 1, and we're going to change the value, giving us an incorrect value. So multiplying the top and the bottom by 100, we see that we get 25 cents per 100 milliliters. So that's the price of that water. So per 100 milliliters we drink, it's going to be 25 cents. So for bottle one, what you could have done is you could just divide the top and the bottom by 8, and you get the same value. So we're going to talk about that in part 2, so lesson on Monday, about how we can use some more mathematical reasoning instead of going into more formal math to solve these problems. But the point of doing the formal math is not so that you can do this all the time when you go out. It's not like you're going to bring some paper with you to the store and do this math. It's to improve your mathematical reasoning. So this is why we're learning it this way. And then next class, we're going to look at maybe more practical skills. So hang in there with me on this part because we will get some practical skills, and this is very helpful for you for looking how your brain will think, getting that mathematical reasoning. Okay, so let's do the same steps for bottle 2. So we're first going to write it as a unit price. So we got $2.39 per 1.2 liters. Again, we can, just like we do with our kilograms to 1,000 grams, we can do it with our liters. We got 1.2 liters is going to be 1,200 milliliters. So this is like a unit conversion. Because we've done it a bunch, I'm just going to skip through that unit conversion, and we just put that value in there. So we're going to divide our 2.39 by 1,200. And this is going to give us a price. I rounded up here a little bit, but there's like a couple digits after this that need to be rounded up. So It's very close. Giving us 0.002. So that's about 0.2 of a cent or 0.002 of a dollar per milliliter. So from here, same steps, we're going to multiply by 1, which is going to look like 100 divided by 100. We're going to multiply the top by 100 and the bottom by 100. I added this one step here just to show you what I'm doing with that 100 over 100. So I'm going to multiply the top by the top one and the bottom by the bottom one, and it's just going to divide the whole thing. So multiplying the top by 100, I get $0.2 or 20 cents per 100 milliliters. So now we want to look at the unit price. And now that we have the same unit, we can just look at the dollars. What has the lowest number for the dollar unit will give us the cheapest price. So we see that with bottle 2, we're actually going to save 5 cents per 100 milliliters. So bottle 2 is the better deal. Okay, so moving forward, here I just talk a little bit more about how we reason that out. So we want to go with the smaller number. One thing that some grocery stores do, I know Thrifty's does this and Save on Foods does not, which bothers me a little bit. I think they should, is they actually put the unit price under the price. So if you go to Thrifty's, you may notice it's like a per 100 grams or per 100 milliliters or per something. And they'll give you the unit price. So this is really helpful. So you don't have to calculate it yourself. If you're trying to decide between two brands and they're different size containers, you can actually choose which one's going to be cheaper per amount of, let's say, I always look at pasta sauce. If you have like a 400 milliliter pasta sauce versus a 600 milliliter pasta sauce, you can decide which one's going to be better per amount of pasta sauce, not per like container, which is always helpful to get the best price to save some money. So whenever I go shopping, what I like to do is if it's over $1 per 100 grams or $1 per 100 milliliters, I won't buy it. So meat, I only get it when it's on sale or else it's going to be too expensive. So that's like if it's more than $10 per kilo, I won't get it. It's just like a nice rule I do to save money. So I'm constantly doing these calculations as I shop. And you can just do estimates. So next class, again, we'll talk about how we can just do these quick estimates in our head without having to do the full math. Okay, example 2. So this one's a bit more straightforward. Here we just got some ramen. So there's a pack of 12, so like a big pack of 12 small ramen packs, and that's $11.49 per the 12 packs. And then there's a 24 pack, I forgot the C on that, that's my bad, where you get 24 packs of ramen for $20.39. We want to figure out which is the cheapest per single pack of ramen noodles. So what we want to do here is we can just get this to be the same unit. So what we could do if you preferred, it's your choice what unit we choose. You could say, well, I know that 24 times 2 is 48. So let's have my unit be 24 packs. So I already know what my 12 pack of ramen is make my unit 12 packs. So my 12 pack, I already have the exact unit price for it. So I just got to divide my pack 2 by $2. And you could get that. You could do that for sure. For this one, we're just going to do it per pack. So just like we did before, we're going to write our cost as a unit price. So the amount of money per pack, we'll do that on both sides for pack 1 and pack 2. And then we're just going to divide by the number of packs. So we get the price per singular pack. So we see for pack 1, it's about 96 cents per pack. And for pack 2, I added an extra 0 there. That 0 should not be there. That's my mistake. So it's actually going to be about 85 cents, not 8 cents. 85 cents per pack. I did it again. Wow, I was not proofreading. That's my bad. So we can see that pack 2, when we get 24, we're actually going to be saving about 11 cents per pack, which is pretty good if you're buying like over your lifetime. Let's say you buy 1,000, you're saving like $110, which is, it adds up if you do that on everything. So that's kind of like a pretty straightforward way to do it is you're just dividing by the number of packs. You don't have to multiply by anything if it's you're just getting down to one pack. So for the homework problems today, I got a couple for you. So we're going to do problem 1A, 1C, and 1E, along with problem 2 and problem 3. With problem 3, try to do it without using formal math like we did here. It might be the only time I tell you don't do the formal math, and try to just reason your way through it and explain your reasoning. So try to explain what you're thinking as much as you can. I know it can be hard sometimes, but try your best. And then problem 4. So problem 4 is going to be a bit challenging. There's a couple steps to it that we haven't gone over, but I want you to try your best on it and see if you can get the answer. It's definitely possible. It might just be trickier. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you all next time.